I am Christina and I work in a neuro rehab centre, so it's both a UK ROC level 2 unit and stroke rehab in Portsmouth in Queen Alexandra Hospital. So inpatients, we've got a complete variety of stroke and neuro patients.
I'm Charlotte and I work in King's College Hospital in London, and my job is rotational, but at the moment I am in inpatients and I work in a neuro outlier service, so we see lots of different neuro conditions across the hospital, some very acute and some more waiting for rehab beds but still in the acute phase.
Hello, I'm Laura. I work in Warrington Halton Hospitals. I'm currently static in the neuro ESD team at Warrington. We predominantly see stroke patients, so I work 3 days in the week NHS seeing stroke patients, and then I've got a day of private work who's a variety of neuro conditions.
I'm Daniel, and I work in an acute stroke unit at the Royal Hallamshire Hospital in Sheffield. It's predominantly inpatient work that I do, mostly on the acute side, hyperacute stroke unit, but also acute stroke before the discharge to a rehab unit.
Nice. So I think we were then just wanting to talk a little bit about this week and how we've, not this week, the whole Basic Bobath course, the 3 weeks with the gap in the middle to do our case study. So I've definitely really enjoyed the course.
It's been 3 weeks, isn't it?
I think it's
opened your eyes to things, hasn't it, and changed the way you practice.
Definitely, and really interactive. I think it's felt like a really safe space. We've all got to know each other really well. Mm-hmm. I think all of the tutors and the trainee tutors that we've had, so we had 2 tutors and 2 trainee tutors, which has been a really nice mix because it's been lots of contact time with each of them, but also that really safe learning environment. And
all very approachable, aren't they? And you feel like you can ask them questions very easily and they'll help out.
Definitely. Key things to take away?
I think I'm just going to probably think a little bit more about why I'm doing certain things. I think quite often before I've done things and thought, well, that worked quite well, but not really ever taken the time to think actually why, from a kind of neurophysiology perspective, actually why am I doing that and why is that working or why is that not working? And the patients who I've seen kind of since the first 2 weeks and then coming back for this week, I've seen a couple of patients where things have just not been working very well at all, and actually we've tried something different, and some of the kind of handling and things we've learned on the course, and actually it's worked really, really well. And the other thing I found is I think sometimes there's kind of the thought that Bobath takes a long time and takes more time than really is available, particularly in an acute setting, but actually I found that it kind of saved us time in the long run because we'd spent actually quite a long time doing things that weren't working very well, and then we started doing kind of some of the things that I got from the course, and actually we got to where we wanted to be probably in the same time frame, to be honest, and it I think kind of changed my mindset a little bit on that front.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that like my big bit has been, I've always tried to avoid compensations, but that real normal movement, postural control, and getting that really good kind of base, not going too quickly, because actually getting to point B quickly via compensations and kind of horrible patterns, you might get there eventually, but in the way that you might not actually would be the most efficient, but actually building them up maybe normally a little bit kind of slower, but probably getting to the end point, as you're saying, at a similar sort of time, but in a better alignment that's then more efficient, and then actually their fatigue and things like that has a massive impact on. Yeah,
I think it's a really good clinical reasoning framework, isn't it? That it gives you the skills and the reasoning and the observation skills to be able to apply to a lot of different clinical scenarios, and I think we all work in quite different places, but I think we'll be able to go away and apply it to the caseloads that we've got. And I think for me the big takeaway is revisiting some of the neurophysiology, like you said, that you're using it, but how much depth do you go into, and this has been a really nice way of looking at that. Some of it a refresher, some of it brand new knowledge, and then being able to apply it in a really practical way in the group scenarios has been really nice, hasn't it?
And I think what Tim said at the start with the neurophysiology, which I've really liked, is that actually I think a variety of us have all been at different levels, and that's okay. And it's that like the basis has been described, but then there's been more levels, and you can go, oh yeah, I kind of get that bit. Oh no, I'm not going to get that bit yet. But that's okay, and that can keep developing in the future. But I think it's given us that kind of level of lots of different people's learning needs, which has been great.
Yeah, really accessible to, like you say, what level you're at to start with, and then building